Hello again, it's Noob, and today we're just going to look at this very nice vintage toy padlock. And it's not just a padlock, you'll probably have seen from the thumbnail, it's a transforming padlock. It transforms from a padlock into a robot, probably released at the height of the popularity of the Transformers series. This is not an official Transformer, it is a Lockman. Lock converts to robot. There seems to have been two variants of this, one which was a shackle combination padlock like this, and one which was a chain combination padlock, which is really quite different and was more like a dial combination lock rather than this, which is a bit like a safe lock mechanism with two discs behind it. When my wife got me this as a birthday present a while back now, the seller sent this, which is just a printout of some instructions, and you'll see that this is probably the correct variant for this model, and there are some instructions. So first of all, let's have a look at the important combination, the actual way that it unlocks. So there's a little button here. If you press it in, you'll see that nothing really happens. It looks like this end comes out, but that's supposed to actually do that here. It's not a great design choice, but yeah, if you press that button in, it won't open up. So what do? Well, you have to give it a couple of turns. It doesn't say this, a couple of turns to the right first of all, and then finish on 6, which, looking at this, is straight down. There's no numbers on this, which is a bit strange, but there we go. We just turn this to what would be the 6 o'clock position there. So this is basically like a clock. So this is the 6 o'clock. And then what you do is you turn it 11 to the right, which is going to be at the 11 o'clock position, which is there. That means then you should be able to press this button and the shackle will release. Now, unfortunately, the tolerances in this lock are such that if you press that button hard enough, you can open the shackle, but it does sort of work. You wouldn't use this to actually lock anything up because it's clearly not a, well, it says here, was it a heavy duty combination lock? It's not a heavy duty lock, not by any stretch of the imagination, but it does sort of work. And if you mix up the combination again like this, then it does sometimes lock up, but not all the time. Like I said, there's a lot of sort of play. There you go, that's a lot. Oh, that is a lock position. Like I said, it's hard to find a position when it actually fully locks back up, but I'll show you why in a minute. Now, there is another combination to use, which is its transform to robot combination, which is 3 to the right, 8 to the left. So let's try that. So do this. So it's 3 o'clock, 8 o'clock. So 3 there, and then 8, which is there. And hopefully, if I do that, this will open up. It was locked before, and did you notice that the head pops up? So that actually does work. I will show you how all of that comes to be in a second. But you fold the arms out, make sure his little hands are out like this. Then you can fold the legs out, which fold back on themselves. Then you can basically just pull these legs out a bit like this. Not too far. This is old, this is a vintage toy, so I don't want to be too rough with it, although it's very stiff. And by the nature of you unlocking the legs, there you go, like that, you can flip the little toes around like this. There we go. And hopefully get him to sort of stand up straight. We'll do our best to try and get him to stand up on camera. Oh, can we do it? It's a little loose after many years of I assume play. It's in quite good nick. There you go, we can get it to stand up. It's a little bit unstable, but it does stand up on its own. And there is our robot with his, and you can still open up his little padlock shackle on top. Oh, now it's decided to lock slightly. Oh no, got it. I don't know what that is. You could pretend that it's his carrying hook. I don't know. But there you go. That is a transforming Lockman. Lock converts to robot vintage toy. Really, really nice. Now, let's have a look on the inside. It's quite charming. It's obviously made of some kind of die-cast metal around the edges. Made in Taiwan. And if you look down here, I'll try and get the light in a little bit more for you. You might be able to see just down there a plastic wheel, which is why, even though there's no gate in there, you can compress this far enough that the shackle will release. So you're pressing this button, which is attached to this little metal loop. I press it in, and you can see that it just moves far enough that I could probably, even though it catches a little bit, pull that shackle out. It's a bit of a shame the tolerances aren't just that tiny bit better, but I'll show you what happens when you do dial in that combination. So bear with me, I'm just going to turn his tummy a few times, and remember it's 6 and 11. So if I do to 6 now, straight down like that, and 11, which is going to be like this. If I turn it around, hopefully you'll see that you actually have a gate position open, which you do just down on the inside. Can you see that? Where if I press the button, you'll see hopefully just in there. Let's see if I can get this to focus for you. Can you see there's a cutout now in that wheel, and that mechanism will allow itself to move further into it. And if you do look, it definitely moves further across, freeing up that entire shackle mechanism. So it does sort of work. Maybe over time it's just got worn with play, where children haven't put the combination in properly and just push a button in hard. Maybe it was never good and tolerances are poor. I'm not entirely sure, but it is a 2 plastic wheel combination lock. When you close the back up and push the robot's head down like this, it does actually lock the back closed. I imagine what's happening on the inside here when you turn the combination from 3 and then 8, so like this, is what's happening is the gates then face down, allowing the latch at the back to jump up. So let's try this again. So that's 3 like that, and then 8 like this. Now watch, the back should open. So I imagine what's happening here is that those 2 gates are now in this position here, to allow this latch to come from that position up into where those 2 gates are, allowing you to open up the back. And by the nature of opening up the back, the head pops up, and the head resets this latch when this is all closed up. So yeah, I think it's a really fun little toy. Really love this one. I really don't want to get the other Lockman now, the combination Lockman. I think that'd be really nice to have in the collection as well. I love the fact that it is a functional padlock, albeit with the plastic wheels and probably wear and age. You don't necessarily need the right code to be able to open up the shackle. It can hold sometimes, but it's a bit notchy, but you can push it in far enough that this comes up even if you haven't got the right code in. So that's a bit of a shame, but it is a vintage toy. I'd love to know what you think of this Lockman. I think he's very sweet. A really nice one to have in the collection because it is a literal working lock. If you like this video, if you love Lockman, hit that like button. Both of us will appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed and want to see more content like this, then hit that subscribe button because it really helps my channel out. If you have any comments about Lockman, if you have one at home or anything similar, let me know. I do read all the comments and reply to as many as I can. And as ever, stay safe, happy picking, and I'll see you all next time.